What's going on? Welcome back to another vlog. It is your boy Chris. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about how to be a day trader from scratch, how to start becoming a day trader, the things you need, and the things that you need to do to become one. So let's jump into it, alright? I think that the first and most important thing when learning how to trade is learning the vocabulary. There is, no matter what market it is, there's a lot of different words, a lot of different phrases, a lot of different lingo. I've always told people that I feel like trading is like learning a new language. It's the same as if your main language, come, we have someone joining us again. It's the same as if your first language is English, learning French or Spanish or anything else. It's the exact same as learning a language. It has, I guess you can say it's in its own way, it has its own like coding type thing, which again, coding is like a language as well. But I've always said that I believe that trading is like, excuse me sir, that trading is like learning a new language. It's very difficult. It is possible, learning a new language is difficult. It's possible for anybody to do it. It's possible for anyone to become a day trader. But there is a lot of terms and a lot of things that you need to know about trading, and I think that the first and most important thing to becoming a day trader is learning the vocabulary. In my course that I have, that's literally the first lesson of my course is vocabulary, because I think that to go into any other lesson and not have some sort of foundation as to what some of the words and phrases that I'm using or that are mentioned in the course are, it would be very self-defeating and just not very, look at this guy, he's in full stretch mode. It would just be very self-defeating and wouldn't set someone on the right track to get in the direction that they need to be going. I think step number 2, kind of tied in with step number 1, is find either an affordable course that you can invest the money on, because I know a lot of people, they want to go out and learn on their own. They want to save the money, but at the end of the day, you have to look at it this way. Would you rather learn from a proven and effective strategy and method, or would you rather have to go on the internet and figure out what's actually real, what's not, what's bullshit and what's not, and spend probably triple the amount of time that you're going to if you were to just buy a course? Yo, where are you going, bro? Spend triple the amount of time you were going to if you were to just buy a course. And you have to look at what's more valuable. Is your time more valuable, or is your money more valuable? Which one means more to you? Money you can make more of, time you can't really get back, unless if like one of you have a time machine, hit me up, drop a comment down below and let me know, because I would be very interested in investing in it and learning about your time machine. But other than that, if you don't have a time machine, then your time is more valuable than money. And if you look at it the other way around, then you really need to sit down and analyze the value that you've put on money. But with that being said, I think a course is very important. A course may take you from zero to hero and teach you everything that you need to know about the market. It may lead you in that direction. It may just serve its purpose and get your foot in the door. I think people have, when you don't have expectations on something, you can't be disappointed. If you don't have expectations to purchase a course, and for the last 9 people, they may have became millionaires in 5 months, but for you, it might take a year. You know what I mean? You can't have expectations on how you want things to go. And when I mean expectations, like you have to set goals, but you can't have expectations like, if this doesn't happen by this day, I'm not gonna do it anymore, or I'm gonna give up, or I'm gonna be upset, or whatever the case is. Again, it ties in with a lot of previous vlogs. You need to go with the flow and really just understand that you're moving at your own pace. Like when you were a kid and you didn't know how to walk, you didn't fall and then try a few times and then say in your head like, oh, you know what, I don't know how to learn, I don't know how to walk, I'm just gonna give up and stop. So you need to treat anything that you do in life the same way, right? Like you can't compare your journey to anyone else's, because everyone's is gonna be different. And I think that you shouldn't ever want to compare your journey, because then it takes away the uniqueness and the story behind how you got from point A to point B, or point A to point C, right? It takes away that uniqueness, and it takes away the originality of your own story. But I definitely think that courses are very helpful. Courses can lead you in the right direction. They can guide you as to what you want to do further, because again, even with trading, there's so many different ways of doing it. There's so many different markets. You can be a scalper, you can be a day trader, an intraday trader, you can be a swing trader. There's so many different things that you can do that I think if you're getting into, especially this industry, if you're getting into it without knowledge and without some sort of guidance, it can be very intimidating, very deceiving as well. It can scare a lot of people away from actually wanting to pursue it, and follow through with it, which is a shame, because I think that even if it's not something that you want to do as your main income, I think that it's something that's very important for people to be literate on and be educated on. And it's just something that's very important, especially the way that the world's going now. I think more than ever, it's very important to have a skill like this and be able to know how to do this yourself, and have it not as maybe a plan B, but have it as like a maybe something you do as on the side, like you become a swing trader and you still have your other business, or you still go to your 9 to 5 because maybe you don't want to leave your 9 to 5. Maybe you love your job, but you're looking for extra income to be able to take less hours, or whatever the case is, right? So I think that it's something that's very good and useful to know how to do, and to, even if it's not something that you become absolutely in love with, maybe one day you can pass that skill set on to your children and they'll love it and they'll be able to take care of themselves with that even from a young age. I've seen people that start trading at like 13, 14, 15. Like that was, I wish, I can't say I would go back and change it, but I wish that I had started learning that at that age, because like you're ahead of 99.9% of the world at that age. But no matter what age you're at, no matter where you're at in life, I think that it's a very good and important thing to know how to do. If you're not gonna buy a course, the first things that you wanna learn about are price action. Price action is more important than any indicator, than anything else that you can use. Price action is what moves the market, and it's the most important part of the market. With price action, I would learn, you're not gonna learn about more unique moving averages for free on the internet, but moving averages are useful as well, like the 50 moving average, the 200 moving average. They can be useful if you learn how to use them properly. Again, this is just information for those people that either can't afford to, or think that they can achieve everything on their own and that they can figure out everything on their own and they don't need to spend a couple $100 or $1,000, whatever the case is, on a course. Because you also have to look at it like this too. If you're buying a course, that's going to cut, like if your learning process with a course, if you're learning and your journey with a course is going to be a year or 2 years, it's probably going to be double or triple that without the guidance of the proper education and the proper methodology and stuff like that to be able to be successful in trading, right? So that's something also to keep in mind if you are going to. This guy loves standing, he doesn't like standing on the counter. He loves putting his front paws on the counter and just investigating everything. But yeah, so I think that you have to take that into account, that if you're not willing to spend that money and invest into yourself, because at the end of the day, an investment in a course is just an investment in yourself, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. So if you're not willing to spend that money, then you have to be willing to be spending maybe 2 to 3 times longer than you would mastering trading if you were to have the proper guidance, and so on and so forth. Also, another tip would be top-down analysis, which is doing analysis from the highest time frame to the lowest time frame, not necessarily down to the 1 minute. And I know I'm gonna have comments down below. Do I do the 1 minute? Do I do the 5 minute? You have to do whatever time frame works best for you. There's people that can do the weekly and they can day trade off of the weekly. There's people that need to do every single time frame just to be able to take a swing trade. So there's no right or wrong answers. It's whatever works for you as an individual, which is something that you need to figure out, and something that you learn from trial and error and just from practice. That's it, from experience and from practice in the market. And that's the only way you're gonna learn what works for you. And something I get asked a lot, which I think is also very important to touch on, is a computer. Don't try and trade from your phone. I don't ever recommend doing analysis from your phone. I don't ever recommend taking a trade from your phone. I recommend at minimum an iPad that has a big screen and you can actually do proper analysis on, and having actual MT4 on it, not like the App Store application MT4 on it, but having an actual MT4 program. When the way that I do that is with a VPS. I've spoken about it before. But at minimum, I think you should at least have a laptop. It doesn't need to be something expensive. It doesn't need to be a MacBook Pro like you see everybody using, or a crazy gaming computer or anything like that. My first computer was, I don't even know, probably like 5, 6 years old at the time when I first started trading. It got the job done, it works. As long as you can run MT4 smoothly and your computer's not freezing, that's all you need to worry about. So I'm sure like an Acer or an HP, that's a couple $100, that's $200, $300, $400, or you get it on sale during one of these sales that they're having, or probably even online now. A lot of electronic stores are having sales just because maybe their business is down with the in-store being closed. I'm not really sure, but even a used computer, if you're in Canada, go on Kijiji or on eBay or on Craigslist, or I don't know what website there is in the States or anywhere else in the world, but you don't need a crazy computer. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, or have multiple screens. You can have one laptop with a 13 or a 15-inch screen and decent internals. I don't really know what you would need, but you don't need something crazy, so you don't need to be discouraged that you don't have a MacBook Pro or you don't have a crazy expensive computer or a crazy desk setup with 5 different screens, so you're not going to be successful at trading. To be honest with you, and I've said it before, I barely even use my actual desktop setup. I'm either always moving around doing something, or I'm in the kitchen standing and working because I like standing and working, so on and so forth. So I don't really like it. That was sort of just a goal for me when I actually moved into this place a couple of years back. It was a goal for me that I wanted to have a nice, good looking trading setup. Even if I honestly didn't use it, I just wanted to have a dope computer to like be able to sit down at my desk and say like, this is my trading computer, because I don't use it for anything else. And I had set out a goal for the first month once I moved in here, that's what I wanted, and I needed to make such and such money to be able to buy it. And I did. I bought it. A buddy of mine built it for me. He built both of the towers that I have, the one for the sim and the one for the trading computer. And yeah, that's it. So it was more of just a goal and a reward to myself for having a first profitable month in my new place when I had moved in here. So that was kind of my reward to myself. But other than that, I hope that this gave you some beneficial information. If you haven't by now, please hit the like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, so that way you get notified when we drop another video. I only dropped 1 last week, so that means I'm dropping 3 this week to make up for last week. So I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you have an amazing week ahead, and I will see you soon.